Greetings again, everyone. Let's dive into the first main concept that the Compendium Catechism goes into, and that is divine revelation. This is a very important concept because everything in the Catholic faith is related to it. So back to the four pillars in our last video. Christians believe in the truth of a creed, in the redeeming grace of the sacraments, in the necessity of a moral life, and in the reality of prayer because God Himself has revealed those things to the human race. So let's try to get the main idea of revelation. It comes from the Latin word revelare, which literally means to remove the veil. Think, for example, of a wedding. The bride's veil is taken back, revealing the beauty of her face to the groom and all the guests. Or also think of a theatrical performance. The stage is covered with a veil or a curtain, while all the actors and running crew are preparing the set so that the plot of the story can be revealed to the audience when the curtain opens. Well, it's similar with divine revelation. Here, God reveals Himself to us, showing us the beauty of His divine life, seen most fully in the face of Christ, but also revealing the workings of His plan in the drama of salvation, so that we can be freed from sin and share in His divine life. Now, we have to ask, why did God reveal Himself to humanity? The answer is that we as humans needed it. Every person who's ever lived, all of us, have within our hearts a desire to see God. And even if this desire is often suppressed or ignored, God doesn't give up on us, because He knows that only in Him will we find the fullness of truth and happiness for which we're always searching. In fact, God is the one who created us with a desire for happiness, so that we can seek Him out and also respond to what He has revealed. One of the ways that we seek God out is through our human reason, which has the ability to know reality and truth. For example, just by the observation of the vast and ordered universe, or the beauty of creation, we can come to know that there's a Creator whose wisdom and beauty are reflected in all of this, because He's the one who made it. As St. Paul points out in the letter to the Romans, we can know that God exists without faith, just through the power of our reason. Yet, the more and more one seeks God, or the life of happiness, through his or her own power, the more and more that person will realize that we're limited in what we can know and obtain, especially in regard to the divine. And this is exactly why God revealed Himself to us, so that we could know and obtain those truths and realities that surpass our human reason, but also so that we can know with certainty and with greater ease those things which aren't beyond our grasp. A good way to look at revelation, then, is that God removes the veil of our human inability, so that we can come to know Him as He really is, and reach happiness in Him. So, how does divine revelation happen? Well, it happens through God intervening in human history by deeds and words. And this happens in various stages, beginning with the first two human beings, Adam and Eve. Even after their fall and rejection of God's invitation to friendship, God didn't stop revealing Himself and even promised salvation for their descendants. Another stage occurred during the time of Noah and the flood, when God made a covenant between Himself and all living things. This eventually gave way to the time period of Abraham and the patriarchs, when God promised that through them all families of the earth would be blessed. The next stage came when God freed the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt and made a covenant with them through Moses, revealing His holy law. Over time, God's many prophets proclaimed a salvation that would include all nations, and that from the house of David there would be born a Savior, Jesus Christ. It's in Him, the Son of God and Word made flesh, that the fullness of revelation has occurred. In His very person, and through the gift of the Spirit, God has revealed Himself to us completely. This means that while the time of divine revelation is now complete, the faith of the Catholic Church must gradually grasp its full significance over the course of the centuries. To conclude then, Divine revelation means that God has revealed himself and his plan of salvation to us, so that we can share in his divine life. He did this by powerful deeds and words, through various stages in history, until he revealed himself completely in his Son Jesus Christ. Next week, we'll be considering how this divine revelation is transmitted from one generation to another through apostolic tradition. And I hope to see you then, and may God bless you.